Hi guys, what's up? I'm Mary Richardson, rapid transformational therapy practitioner. In this video, I want to talk about you and your anxiety triggers. If you want to be, I help people get through past and over their anxiety, whether it's from a past relationship, a challenging childhood where you had narcissistic parents. Maybe you've been in a toxic narcissistic relationship and that's why you have anxiety, or maybe you don't even know why you have anxiety. The point is, I help you get past that. So if you want to know more about every time I upload a new video, click like and subscribe. Or feel free to leave comments and questions as well. I will answer those in future videos. Let's jump into this video. Let's talk about you and your anxiety and your triggers. First of all, when you get anxiety, it can seem like it comes out of nowhere, and it can seem that you might not even know that what happened or why it was triggered. And that can be really frustrating because you're trying to move forward, you're trying to live your life, and maybe you're just trying to go to bed. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, you have a panic attack, or you feel really anxious. You're just getting ready for work and everything. It's like a normal day, and you feel super anxious. Or it could be that you've been going through some things and you know why your anxiety is worse. Um, in that moment, you may feel alone. You may feel worried that it's going to get worse. You may feel worried that nobody's around you that might be able to help. You might be, which is being alone. And all of these fears can actually make it worse, obviously. So, triggers are something that we can either learn or they from something that happened to us, even when we weren't aware of it. For instance, you might know your anxiety triggers. You might know that when you're late, that triggers your anxiety, and you might be really criticizing yourself because you're late again, and now you don't even want to go wherever you're supposed to go because you know the self-criticism is going to be there. You know that you're going to be walking into a room and people will be looking at you like, oh, you're late, or maybe you're late for church, or maybe you're late for work, and it's just that lateness that triggers your anxiety, and yet you can't seem to move yourself any faster to get out the door earlier. So it seems like a recurring theme. So anxiety triggers can be like that, where you know they'll kick in. Or it could be, a friend's going through a hard time, and what they're going through triggers your anxiety because it's almost as if you feel their pain, you feel their worry, and you're worried about them. You don't want them to know you're worried. You don't want to make their anxiety worse. So let's talk about triggers, though. They could be obvious, they might be hidden, there may seem to be no triggers. That's what we know about anxiety triggers. But all you want to care about is, how do I get rid of them? How do I dissolve them so I can keep moving forward and I don't constantly get triggered by different things? I like to, recently, I discovered that what works for me is, and this may work for you too, is mentally filing that worry or that trigger into a file. And you can label it whatever you want. I label mine as things I'm going to worry about when I'm 150 years old. Well, are we going to be 150 years old? Probably not, which means, are you ever going to get around to worrying about those things in that file? Probably not. It works for me because I know that it's in a file, it's organized, it's being dealt with, it's in that file, like a mental file, and like a file folder in my mind, it's in that file. So it's all organized, and that's very important to me, that my thoughts are organized. So that helps me because I know, okay, I'm just going to put this in that file, and now I can just move forward and do what I need to do. And here's a real example. I was recently really anxious in the morning. I have had some changes, and and things are going extraordinarily well. It's just the what if thoughts, right? The what if that happens, or what if that doesn't go that way, or what if, and I started going down that road of what if thoughts, and it was like really fast. So maybe you're like this, where the what if thoughts and the worry and the fear, they happen really quickly. It's not like you have 20 minutes to visualize that. It happens in like 10 seconds. And all of a sudden now you're feeling this cascading worry just overwhelm you, right? And what I did in that moment, though, that was really helpful for me, is to rely on my higher power to say, okay, I've gotten through tough things before with my higher power. I've done difficult things before, gotten through difficult things that I couldn't make happen on my own. And for me, that helped me in that moment, because I also know that light cannot exist in the darkness. Darkness cannot exist in the light. Okay. So like worry and fear are like darkness, right? And higher power, or whatever your belief system is light. So the worry and fear cannot exist when I'm thinking about my higher power. And what we think about expands. So when I'm thinking about something bigger and greater than myself, the worry just sort of like takes a distant back seat. Like I'm not giving it my attention. So even if you don't have a higher power, you don't believe in a higher power, I get that. I understand that there are people that have that belief system. And what might work for you is to realize that when you think of something positive, something funny, something that whatever works for you, something positive, something funny, a child smiling at you in your mind, the first time you ever saw your child, the first car you bought, how excited you were. If you can replace that immediate worry and fear with that immediate, oh, I remember the first car I bought and it was amazing. I was so excited. The worry and fear kind of get tossed out the back, they're in the back room, back seat, back part of your mind. And the more you think about positive things, the worry cannot exist in the positive, in the light. So it's complicated the way I said it, but really just file the worry in your mind, or imagine something positive in that moment, your higher power, something great in your life, your children, your pets, people you love. And if you want a third thing that you can do that may really help you is when you are worried and fearful, and that can kind of drag along with you sometimes, where it's kind of like a backpack you're carrying, right? Where it's just, or a heavy coat you're wearing, where it's like not a coat of warmth, it's a coat of worry, right? And what may help you is to start thinking about how you can help someone else with their problems, with the problem that they're having. You're probably really good at a lot of different things, or maybe really great at one thing. Start thinking about your clients, your customers, the people you serve in your job, and start thinking about how you can help them, right? Because that instantly can shift us from what's going on with us to, oh, you know what? I could help that person get over that. I have that gift of helping them. I know how to help them. And that can shift that, so you're not dwelling in what you don't want to think about. So instead, think about helping others. Think of something funny. Think of a gorgeous sunset, a picture, something that calms you, and or file it in your mind of something in a file that you're going to worry about when you're 150 years old. So those are just a few techniques, but let's talk more about the triggers. What happens with triggers is if you don't deal with them, if you don't manage your anxiety triggers, they'll just keep popping up all over the place at any time, and they'll last as long as they want to last. But the one thing you do have control over are our thoughts. We have control over our thoughts. So the triggers are almost like our feelings, right? So you can actually talk to the triggers mentally. All right, why are you here? Why did you just pop up? What am I worried about? Oh, I'm worried about this. Okay, well, I'm going to file that. Okay, I'm worried about my children. Okay, well, I'm going to do everything in my power to take care of them, and I'm going to file the worry, because we're going to be better people when we get that worry off of us. It doesn't have to be part of us. So the triggers will run rampant in our mind until we get control of our thoughts. So triggers can happen. You can be on the highway, you can miss your turn, which happened to me. I missed my exit. I wasn't even sure that was the exit. And then I realized, of course, I went past it and I missed it. And then I thought, you know what? If only I could go back in time. If only I could go back in time, just a half mile back and take the exit, then that would have been better. And I realized, why am I even thinking about that? Why am I even worrying that I missed the exit? I can't go back there. And so I just kind of filed it, and I realized, okay, I'm looking forward. I'm going to take the next exit. It was a half mile away, but who cares? Took the next exit, and then I used GPS and I got back to where I was going. So my point is, there's always a way forward. We just have to get in the mode of taking control of the triggers. So it's either they control you or you control them. So you can't maybe control that they pop up, because they can be like feelings. Like a part of you is saying, hey, I'm uncomfortable in this situation, or I'm feeling anxiety because I don't know these people that I'm just meeting, or whatever it is for you. All those triggers, the way to get control of them is to manage them like they're little tiny fireflies in your mind, and you're going to direct them where to go and what to do. Excuse me. Okay, I'm sorry. So triggers and anxiety, triggers can almost be like organic, or they can be man-made. They can be, you may know how they got made. But in the case of you're having a panic attack or an anxiety attack as you go to bed, you know what to do in the moment. And I have other videos. If you don't know what to do in the moment, check out those videos, because I have a lot of good techniques you can do in the moment if you're having anxiety. But long term, we really can think of it like a part of our mind is uncomfortable or triggered, or that fight, flight, or freeze mechanism in our brain is on guard all the time, never gets to relax. So going to bed, is like, oh no, I'm thinking of a million things that could happen. Are the doors locked, and so on. So the fight, flight, or freeze kicks in, and what we need to do is just realize that I'm going to file the worry, think of something funny, think of how I can help somebody else, or imagine a picture that calms you down. And what my best advice to you is, stop looking outside of yourself to take control of your own thoughts, because nobody can do it for you. I can help you, walk you through it, but I can't manually push a button and make you get control of your thoughts. You have to do the work. It's almost like, a college degree, or a program you were in, or working hard at a job. Nobody can do it for you, because it's your job, it's your path. Nobody can walk your path, but there is help available to guide you, to help you get control of your thoughts. So I know this is kind of rambling, but mainly you have to get control of your thoughts so you can overcome it. Triggers are what they are. Don't be fearful of the triggers, I guess, is what I want to leave you with. Don't be fearful of them. Don't give them power. over you, they're just triggers. They're just like feelings like, hey, I'm uncomfortable. Hey, I'm this. Hey, I'm going to fire up that fight, flight, or freeze. And then you get control by thinking a better thought. So I'm Mary Kay Richardson. I am a rapid transformational therapy practitioner. I help you overcome these things with an amazing program, which I'm going to put in a new video real soon. But leave me a comment. Let me know if this helps you, what questions you have, and I'll answer those in the next videos. Be well for right now. Bye.